Alright, welcome to our next lecture online, and in this video we delve deeply into the complete information and clarity about the universal gravitational field. All you have to do in this before you go into the video more in detail is to click on the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and you can also please do well to share, of course, and you might be helping someone out there you never can tell. Now we delve into universal gravitational field. Now, of course, as you can see in the previous video where I showed you, right, that the universal gravitational field happened to be a region, right, or space. Happen to be a region or space where the gravitational force of mass can be felt. So when someone asks, what is the universal gravitational field? What I want to say to the person is that I can say that it is a region that the universal gravitational field of course is a region or space. It's a region or space, right, around a mass in which gravitational force, right, can be felt. Around a mass in which gravitational force can be felt. There we go. So in this is what we mean by the universal gravitational field. So when we say the universal gravitational field, that is what we're definitely talking about. And you know what is intriguing about this is the fact that we are talking about the masses, right? That each of the masses that are in space are experiencing a natural force. That is what Newton is definitely saying. That each of the masses that are in space are experiencing a natural force of their own. Right? And these forces are not just anyhow force, but a force of attraction that tends to bring these objects closer to each other. This is what Newton is saying. And of course, in that year 1687, then Newton then postulates the idea, right? He then postulates the idea that, of course, that we call today the Newton law of universal gravitation. So we call it Newton's law of universal gravitation. That is what we call it. And what does this law state? It's basic. It states every particle of matter in the universe, for every particle of matter in the universe. And it says for every particle of matter in the universe, for every particle of matter in the universe, attract every other particle. You can see that the moon, right, attracting the earth. So every particle of matter in the universe, right, attracts every other particle. Attract every other particles. Attract every other particles with a force that is directly proportional. With a force that is directly proportional, with a force that is directly proportional, right, to the product of the mass. to the product of the masses, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance apart. To the square of the distance apart. Now this is intriguing. This is so intriguing. And I'm going to be taking you guys through the exploration. That is this true? Because when you say for every particle of matter, I have to think about you on the other end of my video, watching this video, right? And your phone or your TVs or your laptops that you're using to watch this video right now. Because you are a matter, and then whatever you're using, your tablets, your iPads, they're using to watch this video right now, right, is also a matter. Because it has mass of its own. And if you're sitting at your table, of course watching this video right now too, of course your table and you are both matter. And you both have mass. And what Newton is saying in essence is that when these two matters come together, now talking about you and your table, and you and your phone, and you and your tab, this matter, right, when they come close to each other, that for every particle of matter in the universe now, that you attract yourself, that is, there's the force of attraction between you, right, and your table, between you and your chair, between you and your closest sibling sitting close to you while you're watching this video. There's a force of attraction. Now, according to physics, what you and I know about force of attraction is the fact that, hold on, if there's a force of attraction, then we tend to be moving closer and closer and closer to each other. We shouldn't have control over that in the end, that we're supposed to be moving closer. Two of you should be moving closer to each other. Is that not? That the two objects tend to be moving closer to each other. Right? And he said, of course, it is directly proportional to the product of the masses. The mass of the first matter, the mass of the second matter, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance apart. Now, this is what Newton is exploring here. Now, we can explore this a little bit further. We want to explore this a little bit further. And to do that, I will show you guys what Newton is saying in essence here is the fact that right here you have the first object. This is M1. I'm going to call it a capital M, right? And in this way it's going to be the Earth, so that is ME, which is the mass of the Earth. And in this way is my smaller m, which is going to be my mm. See that? So in that way, when the two objects are like this, right, according to what Newton law is saying here, right, when these two forces, when these two masses are close together, what Newton says about this is so direct, and they are at a distance apart. So let's give them a distance here, and we call this distance d, right? And in this way, that is the distance they are standing apart to each other. And now you can notice that the distance is from center to center, that is from the center of the Earth to the center of the moon. Now we're thinking of the Earth being an approximate body, which is an approximate circular body, and of course the moon as an approximate spherical body. So in this way, from center to center is what we're dealing with, right?